People living way too cheap. Let's talk about it.
I would never pay for paper plates or any kind of plate, really. I got lucky. I got these for my nephew's birthday party. To save money on cups, I actually reuse yogurt cups. I got this from my grandma. This way, they're all labeled. Everybody knows whose cup's whose. But if we get a guest, I actually give them the big cup, so it makes them feel special. I don't put them in the dishwasher because the dishwasher wastes way too much money on electric and water, so I just hand wash them in the sink. There's no point in having a bulb inside a refrigerator. I took the bulb out of the refrigerator. It saves me almost $40 a year in electric. This is my closet. When I go shopping, I always leave the tags on the shirt because you never know if it's gonna go out of style. So always keep the tags and you can just return them later. I paid for them. It's not stealing if you pay for it. I'm living the dream. As soon as I'm done living the dream, I just return it. Biggest money saver in the whole condo is right here in the bathroom.
Greg thinks that he lives a pretty normal life, and most other people would probably think so too until they get to know him. He takes showers with his clothes on.
By washing my clothes in the shower with me, I'm saving at least $15 a month because I don't have to use a washer, a dryer, soap. When I take a shower, I keep a bucket in there and it catches all the excess water from me. At the end of the week, when I'm ready to flush the toilet, I take that water and pour it directly into the toilet, and that's what causes the toilet to flush. That way, I'm not wasting any water.
Yo, we are getting into it today, folks. And it gets better, let me tell you that. So, listen, I'm all for saving money, doing things a little out of the ordinary to, you know, help boost up the bank account a little bit. But I can guarantee to you, I'm never gonna shower with my clothes on and then take that water and dump it in my toilet to maybe save $1 or $2, if that. No way. Now here's a very important detail to remember when it comes to saving money, right? You can spend so much time and effort on penny pinching every little thing, but if you focus on the 3 main spending line items that comes in everyone's budget, and these 3 main line items are usually the largest spenders in everyone's budget, and that is housing, so either your rent payment or your mortgage payment to live wherever you're living. 2 is transportation costs, the middle class killer itself, driving a car. And then 3 is food expenses. If you can figure out ways to reduce your spending in these 3 areas, you'll be amazed at what that can do for your overall monthly and annual budget. Now with that, let's get back to see what other saving tips we have for today's video.
A former roommate actually left this behind.
And that has worked out much better. I have heard that normal people pay $100 for a haircut. Now that's very hard to imagine. I can't believe that. I don't use toilet paper. I just use water and soap to clean myself off after going to the bathroom. I take this water bottle that I have and I rinse myself off. If I just urinated, I'm done with that, and then I dry myself off with one of the paper towels I have. If I took a dump, then I also grab soap, wipe myself down with the soap, and then I take the water and rinse off the soap. I don't believe in spending money on something that you're just gonna throw away, such as toilet paper or paper towels.
First off, you guys know what I think about toilet paper. Well, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I will always say that is one thing that I splurge on, and that's good quality toilet paper. Charmin Ultra Strong, Procter & Gamble, if you ever want to sponsor the video, please. Because, like I said, that is one item that I will always splurge on. The comfort of the Ultra Strong tissue on my hiney after a morning, you know what? You can't beat it. I'm sorry, but some other toilet papers out there I've used, especially if you're at the freaking airport, oh my gosh. Like, if I tear toilet paper off and I can look at it and see through it, no thank you. Yo, homegirl here, though, she's like, screw toilet paper, I'll wash the off with my hands. Oh my gosh. That's one of the last items that goes for me if I have to save money. Like, I'm buying that toilet paper. There's no way. Also, the other thing I wanted to bring back from that first clip we watched with the guy with the yogurt cups for, like, dude, like, you can go buy 10 plastic cups from the dollar store for, you know, a couple dollars maybe. Like, that's another thing where it's like, go spend the $2 to have actual cups for when people come over. And if you still want to write their name on it, so be it. But, like, what's $2 really gonna... Like, I think sometimes people get so hung up on penny pinching and how they can save this money and, you know, oh, I got to get this next coupon to save 50 cents. To ultimately, you're really not making, in the grand scheme of things, like, a huge difference. Like, don't get me wrong. Saving money, I'm all about it. I'm all for it. And there's some things I do that's a little out of whack, and that's probably a little cheap of me. Like, one that comes to mind is my wife and I share Diet Cokes whenever we go out to eat. I'll get a water, she gets a Diet Coke. I take, you know, a few sips of hers throughout dinner, and that way we don't both have to spend $3 or $4 freaking dollars for what it costs nowadays for a fountain Diet Coke to have dinner with. So that's my cheapskate thing that I like to do is my wife and I share Diet Cokes. You know, judge me. That's what we do.
This is my reusable boiling water. Yes, I know it may be a little chunky, but it saves me from spending more money on my water bill by cutting on the water and putting more water in the pot, dumping it, and then doing it all over again. So that saves my water. Lunchtime. Come on, let's eat.
When are you gonna change that water?
I'll change it in due time. Just don't rush me, because the more you ask me that, the longer I have to keep it.
I'll never ask you that again.
Is it good? Mm-hmm. It is? You gonna eat all your food?
Yeah.
Well, whatever you don't eat, I'm gonna say. I am able to make the most of every food and drink that we have in this house by reusing. If it doesn't get all drunk up, I pour it back. If it doesn't get all slopped up, I put it back in its container. I'm gonna save this pasta sauce for the next spaghetti dinner.
We do not have to be cheap. We really don't.
Yo, I'm sorry, but that's gross. Like, disgusting. And the biggest thing I think is the water. What is that? Like, there is legit white chunks in there. I mean, yo, it literally maybe cost, I don't know, 30 cents, if that, to fill up a pot of water to boil noodles in. Like, that, my friends, is extreme. Then you watch these, you're like, there's no way some of this is real. Like, I look at that, I'm just looking at this nasty water. No way she cooked their noodles in there and then fed that to her family. Because, like, you gotta think, too, if that water's just sitting there in that pot being used and it's sat for a couple days, like, nasty shit can get in there and start growing and you freaking mold and, oh, that's gross. There's a point in time and, like, yeah, I get saving money, but, I mean, you may be putting your family's health at risk.
My wife is always working at trying to save money and shrink our budget.
To save money on water and electricity, we use cold water, and the whole family takes a bath. My husband will take a bath, then I do, then Bub, then Ronnie, and it saves us a lot of money.
Sometimes I actually do want to take my own shower here and there.
Yeah, I bet, bro.
Can't really do much because my parents like to save water.
Think about how much water a bathtub uses. I bet there's probably, 20, 25 gallons? 4 of us, that's 100 gallons a day. I mean, think about it. How stupid is that? I ration our shampoo and body wash. I just pour about that much in there. Oh, that's enough for a month. If we run out, everybody's out of luck, so everybody's really good about rationing.
By rationing her family's use of soap and shampoo, Melody manages to keep bottles for over 6 months. In fact, she's found a way to save on almost all of their household supplies.
I don't buy toilet paper. I use newspapers that we get free in town. Pick up 1 sheet, you don't need more than that. You crumple it up, you use it, and then you put it, when you get done, into this bag. And when this bag's full, we take it out and burn it. But I'm not gonna do this one because I haven't used it and I don't wanna waste it. I've had people say, here, let me buy you a roll of toilet paper. It's not that I can't buy a roll of toilet paper, I don't need to. We don't need it. Now, sometimes I've come in here, I've got boys in the family. They don't always replace newspapers. I've insulated this window with newspapers, keeps the light out, helps with heating and cooling, and saves me if I'm on the toilet and I need something, all I gotta do is lift this window, and there's me some more toilet paper.
Could you imagine wiping your with newspaper? Yo. Call me high class, but I'm not wiping my ass with a newspaper. On top, hold up. You know that ain't getting everything clean. You know it's not. I mean, come on. There's no way that newspaper is getting everything in there after let's just say a dirty one. And then on top of that, with your not fully wiped, you know what, is getting in a shared bathtub. Oh, look at that, 99 cents.
I don't even think that that's really legal. I don't know.
Get some water. I'm really hot.
Sure. I get water from Barton Creek down here because I don't like using tap water and paying for it. Getting water from the creek in this barrel I've got, I like filter it. It's that spring water. It's like great water. Would you mind since you're both here? Come on. I really need your help.
Have you done this before?
Unfortunately, yes.
Personally, I don't know if it's even kosher. I don't know if we're allowed to do that. You just go get water from the creek.
I'll just go down to the truck. Got it?
Yeah, I got it, Mom.
Are we riding in this?
My truck? I've had that truck since 1986. Hop in, y'all. This truck is fine. It's in perfect working condition as far as I'm concerned. She never breaks down, and so there's no reason to get another car. Yeah.
Where is the key?
That's it right there.
He doesn't use a real key.
It's just this ignition like broke, and I just stick this Allen wrench in there. And look at this.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Oh, she runs so good.
It's been 25 years you've had this car. I know, and it feels so good to have not spent a penny on a new car. Look how good it runs.
Are we stalled?
No, we're not stalled, Amy. I don't go real fast. They'll get over it.
Okay, so I go a little bit slow.
Ben's just gonna do anything to save a buck. He's gonna inconvenience his friends, his family, you know, and he's saving $5 a month.
I go down to the creek and get water every week, and I think that I probably save maybe 99 cents a week not using tap water here. You just can't get it. It's like 99 cents adds up. It's 99 cents.
I felt very uncomfortable about that.
Oh, look at that, 99 cents.
I don't even think that that's really legal. I don't know.
No way. Now, I will say this. The prepper side of me looks at that and I'm like, hey, shit ever hits the fan, this guy's gonna come out all right because he's got a filtration system set up at his house to filter his local creek water. But to save 99 cents a week, good golly, oh by golly. Now, like I said, guys, I'm all about, you know, tips to save more money, how to keep more money, but the biggest takeaway here in this video is yes, you should always be looking for ways to save your money, but you have to focus on the areas in your spending that are the largest line items. The three I mentioned earlier: housing, transportation, and food. If you can manage these three spending items in your budget, when you do that, that's going to be able to increase your savings amount a lot more than focusing on something that maybe is going to save you 99 cents a week. Like, you need to be focusing on the items that are going to have a much larger impact on your everyday monthly budget. And then on top of that, let's switch it to the other side of things. So yes, saving money, pinching pennies, reduce your spending. Yes, that's all good, great, grand, and wonderful. But the real power comes here is whenever you combine this with increasing your income. So these two scenarios is what my wife and I did when we were, you know, starting our lives together. $60,000 in student loan debt, didn't have a penny to our name. We sacrificed quite a bit on our spending. Now, we still had fun and did fun things, but we chose to not go out and buy new cars, to live in a relatively affordable place according to our budget. And then on top of that, what we did is we focused on increasing our income. Now, when you combine those two, you can do some pretty powerful things financially. And when you can learn to increase your income, all that does is get you to where you want to go financially that much faster. Now, how do we increase income? Well, you can try to get a raise at your job, start a side hustle, pick up a second job, look around and resell items on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. I mean, there's so many ways you can increase your income over time, but what it takes is effort from you on focusing on how to do that. If you guys can focus on saving money and the line items that actually matter the most, your big ticket items, while also increasing your income at the same time, that is a powerhouse combination for you to get ahead financially.